My fellow rogue traders, I welcome you back. We are about to hit Kiava. There is a blockade around the space area of Kiava, one of our protectorate's planets, and apparently there's some tech heresy that just attacked our ship before we joined and came closer. I'm gonna have a quick look at the potential projects that we can do. Okay, now we went for the Druse's Footstep instead of the Crusade to put security all over the place. Could have been nice to get the Crusade going instead of the Druse's Footstep. But I'm totally okay with that as well. Did give us a nice boost for the Drusians. Give us a nice boost of complacency and the Accuse of Sin, where weapon bonus goes to damage against demons and Xenos. Kind of fitting. Trophies from Janus. We are needing plasteel apparently. Over here. And Argonus. Lord Captain, there's been a tragedy in Argonus. Governor Drivestem has been dedicated most of his time to resort to astrophatic chore lost of the warp storm, but the Psyches assemble were struck by an unknown affliction. They heard something, and it cast them into madness. Oh boy. What do my advisors say against the situation? Astrophals are among the most finely trained servants in the Imperium, who have beheld the light of the Emperor himself and gained a special bond with our master. I strongly advise a rogue trader to recruit only sanctioned Psyches who are capable of keeping their talents in check. Your Lordship, Lady Theodora not only had enemies in the Expanse, but friends as well. These whom she helped out, rescued, and saved, I think those people can offer a helping hand. Among them are several powerful planetary rulers who possess both astropaths and deep respect for your family name. So, counting on the help of the Inquisition, Witch Collector, the Rogue Traders party gain Fellowship momentum when using any Psyker or Navigator power. Ooh. Abelard, it is time to reach out Theodora's friends. Security goes up and we get the Disciple of the Damned. Demons, Chaos, Creatures, Psychers, and Navigators deal 10% less damage to the Rogue Trader and their allies. Pretty neat as well. Hire unsanctioned Psychers. And we get the Psychic Ward. While the wheel degradation is equal to more than 10, the ward deals additional damage with all this Psychic's power, where 7 is the weapon bonus. Ooh, excuse me. I'm counting on the help of the Inquisition, Heinrichs. You will get your Astrophals, then the Valensis dynasty is too important for us to turn a blind eye. A wave of armed skirmishes and detentions swept across the Expanse. Ships carrying powerful captives have brought the new astrophatic cure to Argonus. Not even the most influential rulers could resist the fearsome agents of the Inquisition, who requisitioned their valuable servants to meet the needs of the Van Valensis dynasty. There's been no recurrence of the disastrous astrophatic madness, but the new astrophats have all reported hearing strange whispers ever since the first day on the planet. The Adeptus Arbites has been completed. Security +3. Genetic Mercy gives us people. Yeah, we need people. Execute. Fantastic. On to Kiava. Looks like we're starting straight off with some space battles. Henrik van Kallox. Dragonly, do you have a favorite character so far from our retinue or this run? Somebody who struck your attention mostly? A lot of... All of the ships are over there? What does that fog do? Hit chance? Evasion goes up, but your hit chance is super poorly. So we could technically try to go in there and make use of it. Swow. Let's turn you around. 1 HP. Oh my goodness gracious, are you kidding me? Let's move into the fog. And place out a torpedo. And put the shields to the right side. And we're good to go. Nice shots for Sword Class. Let's go. There comes the misses.
With the force of a supernova!
There comes the kill. Ability can be used again. I could ram the creature now in front of me. Can I not? Would you ram? There we go. Plasma torpedoes going into that direction. Other than that, we're pretty good to go. The Heartless is being attacked. Getting some misses there. Another ship bites the dust. Another ship bites the dust. Oh, there we go, my ladies. There we go. So, can we go to the very end over here and explode into their face? We can. Gonna do a big cycle around here. Gonna use some warp energy to move you around. There we go. Well done, ladies and gentlemen beards. Well done. Oh, I have to go all the way? That's bullshit. One torpedo. Okay, there we go. Like the white-haired lady in your party, Cassia is her name. Whew, apologies for the sneeze. So, what do we have here? Each attack craft launch from the torpedo tube. Each attack craft launch from the torpedo tube, and each torpedo gains +1 hull integrity. The warship core structure. Hull integrity is an indication of the damage it sustained. What does improved RAM do? Does twice the damage for every extra trial running. Silent running. We can act faster. Yes. When using burst ability, there's a 20% chance for the cooldown to be faster as well. Sanctified restart. Silent running now makes the flagship act before all enemies in most encounters. Yes, please. Thank you. We want to be fast. Begin the scan. Lady Broshab, it's Cassia for you as well. Why? Train, hi dude. Yes, there is the Heartless that you can get. So you can have 2 escort ships now. Maybe 3? I know only of 2 now. Manufactorum. Heinrich is going to come up with us. Will it bring Solomorn with me? Let's leave Solomorn back and bring Argenta with me. How do you, by the way, train? Welcome in. Raise some chainswords for also Lady Broseth, who's here for the first time with us. Kiava Gamma Manufacturum. When you beat this game once in the highest difficulty, it feels kind of like a walk in the park when it comes to the encounters. I'm just enjoying the story, but more or less the fights are easy in quote-unquote. No solemn ceremony, no personal meeting with the Magi. I fear we are too late, and we won't be dealing with the clandestine heretics after all. We will now learn nothing by standing here. Let's go. Let's open up. There we go. You don't want to spoil yourself too much on Rogue Trader?
Your mind is swathed in blue-grey smoke, Master Van Calox. A heavy color for heavy thoughts, I presume?
You are a dangerous person, Lady Orselio. Well, all navigators are, but your abilities place you in a special category.
There's two. Let's click the left one. View the log. View the third log data, which is hidden by the protection of the machine spirit. The knowledge of the machine spirit is sufficient to trick the system. The instrumental terminals have already been replaced, and the material delivery systems are being prepared to divine transformation. The execution of the new procedure has been delayed, for there are some in our ranks who doubt the words of the fabricator censor and his votaries, the high-ranking tech priests. And there are some who are not suspectable of the enchanted protocol. So overall, we are understanding here that there is some modification happening to the whole system, and that there's some who oppose whatever the High Priest is trying to do. With an athletics check up there. Can we straight up jump up there? Oh, no, it's for when we're gonna jump down. Some goods. Hello, tech priests. Identification. Request denied. Register anomalous behavior within the servant's organics and invalid noosphere response. This unit is compromised. You carefully study the robe-clad figure. A black border of necrosis spreads out from around the tech priest's implants. For some reason, his body is rejecting the true flesh. A moment later, you recognize the dominant smell of the bouquet of scents permeating the air around the tech priest, the stench of rotten meat. Who are you? Magos Costas of the Machine Sanctum, Tier 2.0, Identification. The Fabricator censors a traitor and imperium of humanity. I will not comply with any protocols approved by him. Anticipated process disrupted. Execution of disposal protocol recommended. The Detector draws his weapon and his robe opens. Your senses are hit by a fetid wave of rot. Okay. You want to dance, I guess. Let's dance then. Start the battle. Give some power to Organta. Let's pull you all together. What if I stand behind her? There we go. Ooh, brought the magus even into the front. So Nightmare. And let's give Argenta some power to start the Daka. Nice. Should have placed the attack zone first. So moving over here. Bad boy. Attacking my doggo. Oh, they're the self-exploding ones. Wow. Argenta is getting served. So, devastating attack. Rapid fire. Concentrated fire. There we go. Let's start the Daka. I'm so sorry, Servo Skulls, for taking you out of service. So, Corrupted Magos. Raining Blood.
I am your blade and shield.
Let's go and whip him up. Captive Audience. Mixed with Where It Hurts. Dancing. Oh, Thor got also attacked by that. Apologies. No, another boss. Oh, wow. I forgot that they're hit that hard. Advanced tracking. Unavailable because my dog is rooted. I see. Well, let's move over here then and just...
Let's make some opportunities.
do another shot. He's not reacting to that. He's not reacting to that. Okay. Second shot. Oh no, I reloaded by accident. Run and gun. You're gonna die from burning. So, Mr. Heinrichs. Strong arm.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Endure. And go charge our fellow friend over there. Get to the defensive stance and bash with the shield as well. Perfect. Cassia. Nice try. So let's boost you, Rebel in Light, as well. Let us give you some powers. Move it over here. Take a shot. Nice. Take another shot. Did. Getting over here and taking out that Magos for sure.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay, beautiful. Nice attack of opportunity. Move, move, move. Good one, Kiava. There's some blood. Let's move over here. Let's see, advanced tracking. Tell him to go protect Heinrichs. Now tell him to apprehend
Who if
the Mongols.
not me?
That gave us a level up.
Keep your wits about you.
That was one nasty fight. Stealing that. Plasma pistol. Okay, I think Argenta has a tool that deals with big traumas as well. So you don't have to necessarily go to the ship for these little ouchies. There we go. Goodio. Let's start with Argenta. Let me bring very quickly up my sheet for all the classes and companions. Because this helps me a lot quicker to decide what I want to grab, since I pre-prepared what we want to focus on and skill. So last one was the breaking attack that we grabbed already. Let's go here for some perception. Exactly. And more Lore Imperium. Especially with that item of hers. So let's grab Cassia. That was last one was stable roots. Warp we can't. We have it already. Then I gotta keep with persuasion. And then some more intelligente to give her overall boosts in everything. Up next is Pascalio. The last one was Masses Patronage. Let's have some perception here and some tech as we can. So we don't can tech using, let's grab for logic. Heinrichs. Kind of mixed on Heinrichs every time. You want to focus on strength or willpower, but I think that we're using him with shield and sword. I think strength might be the better version to go for. So strength, more damage. And then Carouse goes with you. Xenas we have already. Warp we have Cassia. So Carouse it is. Panavision, how you doing? Hello, is this on? My lovely Kibella. More life or more oomph? I think I'm gonna get more oomph, more strength. And Medicaid. Hello to all. How you doing, Pardon? How are you doing, Panda? Welcome in. So my last one was suppression factor. Let's see here. Let's grab some perception. Gonna need that for the Drukhari Act. And then carouse. Or do I want awareness? Awareness is... Let's give me 1 point of awareness this time. Okay, I'm looking good. We're looking good. Up we go. I wonder how this whole map goes about if you come here early to this whole spiel. So we lowered the other bridge. Nice. You good, Panda? I'm happy to hear that. What are you playing at the moment? Are you still knee-deeps in June? Or did you lose the focus on the desert planet? Good years. It goes. There's someone here.
Is there money to be made?
A little bit of a steam damage there.
I will not die in dishonor.
Let's disarm that.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Lex Mechanic. Let's grab you. We got a little glove. So let's fix our small injury that we have.
Integrity factor increased.
Okay, because we have more than enough medkits.
The
do
pain will
that.
subside.
Baldur's Gate 2 at the moment. Why Baldur's Gate 2? Lessa, thank you for the lurk. I'll appreciate it. Let's talk to this Lex Mechanic. A small, heavily augmented man in a filthy, tattered robe stands before you. What is this? Another one of those cultist minions? No, I'm not a cultist. They try to corrupt my mind with their heresy, but I am Manufactorum Lex Mechanic Zeta 8-6. I performed the rituals of the machine spirit at Foundry 95. Up until we started going mad. Priests devoted to the Omni Messiah suddenly started praising the dawn of something, or they stopped the bells and then they desecrated the visage of the secret machines with unholy symbols. Some of them resisted, the others grabbed them, tied them up, and then they turned their implants to heresy. and did nothing to stop them. I'm recording a violation of the command. Of thine own forge be true sentinel. Apostate Zeta 86, your accesses are hereby revoked. Proceed with your report. You mentioned someone imprisoned on the lower levels. The lay servants of the main units, they live in the isolated segments of the sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Then my crazy brethren changed the system for disposing a slag waste and covered the machines in cursed symbols. You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex mechanic. Gathering data is the purpose of my existence. How do you crazed comrades behave? Like the grace of the Omni Messiah has left them entirely, replacing free thoughts and progress with blackest corruption. I witnessed them desecrating structures blessed by the Fabrictorum Censor himself. Oh boy. You want to finish that game and the Enhanced Edition? Ooh, that's really cool. I saw that there's for Neverwinter Nights 2, the full Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 game modded into it, I think. How do you manage to avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt the touch of the unholy code. I allowed it to control me. I abandoned my secret post and followed the ones of the traitors, serving his will and gathered all the data for his blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depth of my auxiliary conjugator, where the code has logged itself. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed horrifying heresy. The extraction of true flesh and its decomposing on altars. Persevere procedures that resulted in heretical abominations. You don't act like other priests who were infected with the corruption. Praise the gifts of the Omni Messiah, I managed to disconnect my external cogitator, which I used to primary data processing. The machine is corrupted. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see their silhouettes, hear their interference. I sense the malfunction in my augments. Oh, blessed are the workers of the Omni Messiah. Heinrich tenses ever so slightly at the Lex mechanic words. You see his hand casually stray to the handle of his weapon, but the interrogator is in no hurry to act. Luke, thank you for the lurk. You mentioned a monster? No, this construct that are melted down in the furnaces are sent into the depths of the Factorum. It is some kind of semblance of a cogitator, a nightmarish parody of a secret machine. I didn't know much except that the fabricator sensors saw the machine as special. It is a true abomination, even standing near it's unbearable. I believe that even those who have been deprived of the Omni Messiah grace still feel its influence on them. What do you make of it? Servant of the Omni Messiah, I must know more about the final dawn, the fabricator, his mass, and about his machine as well. I could give you the coordinates, but even though I was present for many blasphemies committed by those heretics, all the details that were corrupted and processed by my true flesh are in the augmentic that was corrupted by the scrap code. I'm convinced that if I hadn't fought off the foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed to the corruption. I swear that no devout tech priest should come into contact with that, what's hidden in that one sacred device. Can a conjugator be disconnected and reconnected to another machine? Even if there were, the idea of exposing a holy machine to the scrap code wasn't profane in itself. My augments are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine's spirit. In other words, there's only one way to extract the data stored in the conjugator. What are you talking about? If we connect the conjugator to the augmentic systems, the Lex mechanic will serve as a conduit for transmitting the data. We will learn the details, even if they're incomplete, of the things he saw and heard, but is now unable to recall. No, anything but that. I'll die, please. I'd rather be burned as a heretic than have the scrap code in my biological conjugator. At these words, Heinrich pauses for a fraction of a second, almost as if he would consider. I am failing to offer any resistance against the enemies of the Animessiah. Unit Zeta 86 lost the grace of his machine rank and was recategorized as a resource of the Manufactorum. Open expiry of the unit's utility disposal is recommended. We cannot allow the information to go to waste. One life is a small price to pay for the good of the Empire. For the good of the Imperium. Like a snake, Heinrich lunges at the Lex mechanic, whose mouth opens and begins a squeal. Pitting the babbling Lex mechanic, Heinrich uses his free hand to feel for the connectors of the external conjugator and then for the sockets at the back of his captive's neck. The Lex mechanic struggles a few times, but when Heinrich twists the reel of the conjugator hanging wires, the Lex mechanic lets out a chilling howl and arches his back sharply. His hands twitch and leap to the inscriber and begin typing fiercely, pounding on the keys with a huge force. Pasha, who has been stoically observing everything, flinches and averts her gaze when the Lex mechanic starts crushing his own finger into a pulp. The scroll that creeps out of the inscriber printer continues to grow, undulating in waves of parchment that settle on the floor. The crunch of breaking bones can scarcely be heard over the hammering of the keys. After several splattered over the inscriber... after several minutes, the Lex mechanic's fingers are well and truly crushed, and blood is splattered over the inscriber. But that does not stop him from trying to vain to press the keys with the scraps of bones and skin that remain. Heinrich tears off the parchment and skims his eyes over it, sometimes frowning and looking away as though his eyes are paining him. It will take time to study this in full, but at first glance, the data from the Lex Mechanic's conjugator suggests something of a nature of the cult's major preparations, refitting the Manufactorum, accumulating resources. These are preparations for a large-scale chaos ritual. It appears the local conjugator, whatever that may be in actual, is one of the key points on the list. We can learn more if we find a construct that was created on the fabricator's orders. The coordinates are here. It is located here on the bowels of the Factorum. We better hurry. Okay, dokie.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Have to actually punch through there again. Seems like it.
Reading damage to bulk.
Ow. God damn it. F3. Pascal, I think you can heal as well, right? So, Pascal, heal there.
Join me in prayer.
Heal here.
Let me tend to your wounds.
Can you please heal Pascal? Thank you kindly.
Let us not dawdle.
Good. We've learned more. Back down we go. Blood is everywhere. Let's move on in. Aha. Goodies. Take them. Do you want to go on a big... And they're putting it away. The Magos. You look lovely. The massive Magos clad in ritual garb lets out a binary screech. What's the matter, little tin comrade? Implants on the blink, forgotten how to speak properly. Who in the void are you? You dare address me in the vile tongue of the savages? Me, the steward of Kiava Gamma? You propose that I, rogue trader von Valansus, kneel before you. I give you 5 minutes, no. Not to beg forgiveness, to speak your last words and to offer your final confession. You're one of the troglodytes who once had the goal to oppress my comrades and resist my will. I, messenger from the barbarian who drank the sacred unguents bestowed upon her others' toil. Very well then, your appearance is the perfect opportunity to teach you a lesson. My name is Cubis Delphim. I once held the title Fabricator Censor of Kiava, but I rejected it, along with the other fetters that hindered progress. Once my faith was flawed and led naive fools to the cult of the machine into the darkness of ignorance. Now, I am this world's master and serve the true gods. You tread upon their territory. As a senior functioned member of the Priesthoods of Mars, I, Magus Explorator Pascal Honeyman, declared this temple of the machine god compromised and forward forbid all service with it. I dethroned the Fabricator Censor and the ignorant heretic who has betrayed the Omni Messiah. Skull switches to binaric and you hear dissonance burgeoning in the depths of the Forge Cathedral. Honeyman? Liar! You're not him! Immense Honeyman obeys me. His mind is open to the voices of the void, and the scrap code he created protects my worlds. I will not have you, rusted refuse from the misfits of the explorators. This statement is false. Your regalia have been revoked. You have been deemed defective and will be eliminated. Initiating heretic search. Designation Demetz Hanuman. I wish to execute the retribution procedure. I have seen what you've done to this world and its poor people. I will not allow this to continue. You may be driven by your will to fight, but know this, Kiava Gamma has already been converted. Its lines have been restructured, and its servants have already been tasted the fruits of progress. You, servant of the fake gods, are too late. The entire might of this world will soon rise up against the anathema and his slaves. So many open admissions of heresy in so few sentences. Sister, how many death sentences would you say his words warrant? I cannot answer that, Master von Calyx. It is not my duty to measure the guilt of heretics. When the Adeptus Sororitas appear before the enemies of the Imperium, it is time to fire, not count. And now is one of those times. In the name of the Golden Throne, I will stop you and those who follow you. You assume too much, thus rendering your conclusion invalid. Comrades, purge the Manufactorum of any random variables. I must prepare the communication of the great work. Got the outsiders, let their blood mix with the oil. Okay, I guess this is also getting elevated. Of course it is. Of course it is! Little bastards. So. Hello, Draz. How you doing? Have some fights going on up there.
I always keep my options open.
Can we sneak by? I think we managed to sneak by.
Searching is my observance.
It's good.
My Auspex has detected something.
I think I can trigger that thing and kill some people off from there before the fight even begins. So I'm gonna blow up the crack in the wall. Crack is on the wall. Bam ba dam. There we go. Activate the emergency bridge lowering protocol. Okay. Step away from the conjugator. Let's
Just
jump
as
over.
I was taught.
Some more goods. What do we have here? Melta Ultima. This melta weapon modifies the Adeptus Mechanicus and has increased firepower and range. Staff of Blood. Siphon Life. Willpower and Toughness. Pretty strong one. So, let's press a button. Force access to the conjugator systems. Awaken the conjugator's machine. You touch levers and reels of the control panel, disturb the slumber of the spirits. The machine dawdles. Oh, they get smashed! Yeah. That makes the fight a little bit easier. Highly recommend to do that when you're playing on the highest difficulty. Logis Heretic. Can we, I don't know, straight up throw some granadas or something? Fire in the hole. Burning baby. Gonna burn and the burn, the burn and the burn, the burn, the burn, the burn, the burn and the burn, the burn. So, can I see up here? Bella. Over there. Pascal. Go up here with your lovely flying eye. Start a battle. So, let's get over here. Let's open up the eye. Kill off a few people. And voila. Moving up here and... Huh? What the hell? Where's your weapon? Can I do that in combat? Are you kidding me? I guess some of the injuries or something triggered us losing the item. I guess so. Well, let's do some burning then. Is what it is.
I'll do it.
High momentum.
So, give a full turn to... Let's give it a full turn to Pascal. So, relocate over there. Then we want to analyze. Then we want some tactical protocol.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Provocation signal. Provocation signal. So, machine spirits, and then we're gonna do an overcharge shot over there. Blam! You like that one? I hope you did. This here's the second one, and another one, and another one. And you did. Okay. They're all a little bit stunned, it seems like. So, concentrated
Faith
fire,
without deeds is worthless.
devastating attack. Can I do both? There we go. Let's go and spray it to you both.
Doubt is for the weak.
Nice. Here come some friends. Whoa. Straight up attack. Okay. Let's boost your strength. Right. Let's make warp speed. Charge in there. 44. Give us a full-on daring breach. For the Emperor. $83. 86.
Naturally.
Shield bash in the face.
Get me a target.
Get me a target. Defensive stance. Nice one. Nice try, mister. So if I go here, can I then tell him to doggo to protect? I can. Okay. So we're gonna go there. We're gonna say advanced tracking. So the doggo needs to walk a lot. I'm gonna go not bite. That doesn't work. I'm gonna go protect. So now we're to Heinrichs. Lots of movement. And now we're gonna say apprehend. Fuck, I can't see it. Guess we're gonna have to run a little bit. There we go, now I can see the target. 88! Ooh! Bye-bye. Gonna say bye-bye. It's gonna say bye-bye. Guess we're gonna go for standby mode with the doggo.
I'll make it happen.
So, Key Bella. Logis Heretic. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. This Kitari Alpha looks like he has a sniper rifle. Not a big fan of it. So we're gonna move up here. Love our movements. We're gonna go for captive audience. And go slice and dice and dice. That means we have a lot of debuffs on it. That means we are going for where it hurts.
The shadows will see it.
Blood
done.
Oath, so we get the AP back. And let's do raining blood as well, because why not? Let it rain! All the blood. Juicy, juicy blood. Yes. Let's jump again. Yes. This is how we like it. Another blood file on the grounds. Swingy swang. Wow, that's a lot of debuffs. That's a lot of debuffs. So, Pascal, you dealt with everybody up there, right? There's just 2 targets still alive. Let's move over here. And, shoot it to bits. Misawi, we're attacking your Hynix. You can handle that, can't you? You sure can handle that. Relocate.
Check familiar. Activated.
Bring it over. So, nice one for it. 82 damage. Baby. That is a lot. Heinrichs, let us boost thy powers.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Can not charge. Apparently not in a straight line. That means we're gonna charge over here. And then can we make that creature afraid? Doesn't look like it. What about make it a blitz stratagem? Can I move towards it? I'm not close enough. Ah, 1 tile. God damn it. Is what it is. There we go, move right next to it. Smack him with the pickaxe. Wildfire. Devastating attack.
Each strike is a prayer.
Well done, Argenza. Well done. But please do be so kind as to take the heavy bolter back into your hands. Thank you kindly. Do you like me the big Daka? Power sword. And the arc rifle. A lot of molds. Don't need a second arc rifle. The marks of chaos seem to draw the eye and strike terror into you. Lots of Zinchi stuff been placed around here with the eye thing. Oh, oh. Loot! Found the loot! Wrong button. Scared the living crap out of me. The device now evidently uses to chop bodies into pieces.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, so they throw that down there, chop body mass into pieces on those plates down below.
Acquisition is possible.
Whoa, Pascal just stepped over the trap like it was nothing. Not bad,
Duty
mister.
prevails.
Not bad, mister. Wait, what? What kind of hacks are these? View the log. I'm just skipping through them As it just gives you a little bit of
Is there
insight
money to be made?
what is happening
Pay
here.
attention.
So, what do we have here? The system accepts the access code. The clanging bolts indicates that the door has been unlocked. Let's go inside. Are you sure you wish to collect the remaining trophies? Yes. You. Look at all these flash masks over here. Ugh. Even move. Numerous wires of pipes runs to the filthy cages. There is a huge pile of massive flesh twitching and shuddering. What is Heinrich's doing? Heinrich casts a scrutinizing eye over the cages before withdrawing his weapon and approaching to examine what lies inside. Careful, Heinrichs. Look at it. Mercy. It is alive? Mercy, make it stop. Study the mutants closely. You examine a pulsating mass of flesh. The creature in the cage seems to be composed of several bodies joined together. It's like the human centipede. What is it? I'm beginning to have some idea. The Lex mechanic mentioned the inhabitants of the lower levels who had been imprisoned in their homes. He said some of them were brought here. The cultists did something to those poor people. And now they're studying the results. The Lex mechanic talked about some kind of slag waste disposal and chaos symbols on machines. What are the arch enemy's minions doing with these of the lower levels? To know the workings of the dark sorcery means allowing corruption into oneself. These are warp mutations, no doubt. Perhaps there was some side effect, and that is why they brought them here, to be connected to the sensors and conjugators. Even fallen tech priests have rejected on the Messiah, are driven by the perverted hunger of knowledge. Have you ever seen something like this before? I've seen a great deal, Rogue Trader. That includes mutation caused by sorcery of chaos. But what frightens me most is not their repulsive form, but what is hiding beneath. A human soul in torment. Chaos never forgets to ensure its victims retain the ability to suffer. Why are they hooked to this conjugator? Lingua technis, corrupted by the scrap code, I'm sure. You promised! You promised! Who are you talking to? What did they promise to you? How are they? You took this from the Inferno. You promised us a reward. You... I'll be damned, they can still speak. They remember the people who did this to them. Perhaps a little biomancer will allow us to draw the fragments of knowledge out of them, or it will trigger further changes. I do not hear their names in the Undying One's whisper. They have become too twisted and no longer remember them. If there's something that makes them talk, we must use it. Yes, it's possible another person would refuse to make such a choice, but we can use this situation to help the investigation. I'm not going to argue with you. It seems to me that your mind is already made up. Biomancy. Heinrich hesitates for a moment, then closes his eyes and raises one hand. You are enveloped by an otherworldly chill. The mass of flesh in the cage suddenly rears up. The mutant wretched open is glued together, lips, and begins wailing frantically. The shrieking is echoed by the chorus of howls and tortured moans coming from the neighboring cages. Liar! You promised to kill me!
You promised me deliverance. Every one of you, everyone told me to have hope, to pay and accept the truth, for that is hope. My only hope is to be free. It's making.
And that's it. The lamentations of dying people? No. Not just that. What it said about hope sounds like a lie of chaos, which is used to take root in the weak minds. I believe the corrupted tech priests repeated this phrase like an echo of what had been instilled in them. Whatever the cult of the Final Dawn is planning, false hope is a key component to their plan. That's that then. But do you know what bothers me, Rogue Trader? The number of people here. There are too few. The lower levels of similar manufactorums are inhabited by millions. What happened to the rest of them? I know I won't like the answer. So let's go. We still haven't done what we came here to do. Okay. At least he killed that creature.
Always keep your eye on the
This
prize.
place is steeped in corruption, which means that it must be cleansed with fire down to the last crevice.
However different the canon we follow, here it converges into one. Let us go to fulfill it together as sisters.
Isn't that so? So, some data vault up here. The massive conjugator grows out of the metallic bulkhead like a grotesque tumor. A hollow roar sounds from the deep within the metal housing. Whatever spurred into computer interaction, it has enough power to supply a small command center. Heinrich makes a warning gesture, his voice ringing slightly tension. Stop, Kormakrtv. This is the creation of the arch-enemy. Don't go near it. You have done enough for me and my mission. Don't put yourself at risk now. As soon as Heinrich takes another step towards the conjugator, it emits a deafening shriek like hundreds of metal needles driving into toughened glass. As though sensing the stranger, wincing, Heinrich approaches the control panel and bends down towards the screen. Despite the heat clogging the room, you feel an ice-cold breeze. Heinrich is clearly using his psychic abilities to try to fend off the effects of the chaos. The Omni-Messiah's grace has not touched this object. This mechanism was not desecrated, but born, flawed, and unnatural. Iron must profane. Initiating observation log. Let not fear stand in the path of knowledge. Keep your distance and wait. A minute passes, then another. You watch Heinrich examine the conjugator, his eyes scan the screen, his hands darting from wheel to lever. Sometimes hovering uncertainly over the next switch, which immediately receives a coating of frost. At some point you hear his voice, almost a whisper, barely audible above the clanging room. Sacrifices. More sacrifices every minute. Hecatomb determinants. The womb of this cursed machine is down in the lower levels. The auxiliary animator controls the systems for delivering molten waste under the manufacturum's main building. This conjugator is fueled by the energy harnessed from thousands of people who are flowing beneath our feet as slag waste as we speak. But I cannot even imagine the reason for sacrificing all these people. It's inconceivable. Now we know why the fabricator sensor priced this monster so highly. The cursed tech priest and his associates creating something that went beyond the limits of the Omnissiah's power. The machine is designed to process myriad possibilities using warp sorcery. It is almost finished its task. It predicts the future. Heinrich, are you alright? I'll be fine. How is that even possible? Do not attempt to gain any insight into the essence of the machine. I have encountered the heretic's mechanical abominations before. To truly fathom their nature is to allow a particle of death into your hearts. But the fruit they bear, no matter how abhorrent their instruments, the fruit they bear could be useful. Yes, let's allow the machine to finish its calculation. I wish to know. Your influence has made Heinrich more callous. I wish to know what precisely the cult's minions were so desperate to see in the future. Perhaps, if it were to increase the power, it would be finished sooner. This spawn of chaos has no place on my world. Actually, I'm not sure I'm gonna stand over the Inquisition. This decision is yours. This decision is on your consciousness. Influenced. I will accelerate the process so that everything is over as soon as possible. Cadre's screen flash, and the roar in the depths turns into a frantic shriek. Heinrich bends over the keys and flinches as if from the electric shock. His head snaps back unnaturally, and you see his lips moving. The conjugator lets out a roar that grows louder by the second. Oh my goodness! Kill the demon, the Screamer of Zeech. So we're going to over here, Kibella over there, Scarlet over there. So, start a battle. Let's put some actions out. Trench line. Revel in the lights. For Heinrichs. Let's do some nightmares. And give Heinrichs a boost. Oof. So critical and over penetrating will be there. Manifest some pink horrors. Okay, Bella. Let's move over. Captive audience. Raining blood. Blood oath. Over there. So reckless abandonment. 31. Good, we're gonna give him a slap. Now we want where it hurts. To go up in rank. Jumping in between. Jumping in between. Nice. DiMaggio. Another one bites the dust. That was a bad move. It is what it is. So, let us have devastating effects, concentrated fire, and rapid fire. And now shoot down here the aisle. Completely destroying that thing in one go. We have a Herald of Zinch over there. Oh, crap. There's some dynamite. Damn it! So... let us be protected by his will. Warp speed. Moving into the middle, giving up the defensive stance. And pushing with the shields. Nice try, little shit. Nice try. Advanced tracking, go and protect. Can protect Heinrichs. Well done. With the rending claws. Have a bite attack on the heralds. Yeah. Then an apprehend attack. Good attack in the heralds. Very well done, Thor. And I'd shoot that pink horn.
Stood a chance.
Boom. Firearm mastery. Boom.
Your end was inevitable.
Nice one. I'm gonna charge up here. Shoot the big guy. Yeah, there we go. That's how I like it. So, Pascalio, you only have that pink horn next to you, right? Smacking bits. Smack him to bits. Other than that, we're good. That one manifests. Comes some odd wild creature. Let's give Heinrichs a full-on turn. Let's get over here, Heinrichs. Shield bash to death. Smack to death. Heinrichs goes back to the broken cogitator, spends a while examining the instrument's panel, and disconnects a component resembling a data crypt. That's what this machine was put into operation for. Countless symbols and numbers containing knowledge of things to come. I hope my specialist will find a way to decipher the corrupted code. I hypothesize that my service will not be needed. You are correct, Magus. I'm grateful for the help, but unfortunately I must conceal the fruits of our labor from you. As you have seen, my cautious is well-founded. Restriction recognized as valid. I saw something happen to you, Heinrichs. What happened when you touched the machine? We'll talk about it later, but right now, I must thank you. Without your help and cooperation, I doubt I would have reached the depths of Kiava Gamma and learned the truth behind my agent's dispatch and reports. I would never have ended up here, and I would never have succeeded in hampering the cult's activities. My business in Kiava Gamma is concluded. It is time to return to the mission that brought you to the industrial world. The only thing I'll ask you is an audience when we return to the ship. Okie dokie. So I wonder if that alters the interaction with the rest of the Manufactorum, because we speeded up the process and whatnot. Let us see, let us go.
Let us not dawdle.
Let us not dawdle. Press the button. Beep, boop, beep. Nice. Some goodies. Trap. Let's move back. If I shoot that, does that open the path? Argenta shot at that barrel. Hey, it does. Look at that. Sneaky beaky. Tech use. The large device is a cargo lift used to transport parts. The subrogator accepts the access code and sets a mysterious mechanism in motion. Does it now? Sector 2. I think I was never here. I don't think I managed to come to this pile of loot in my very first playthrough. Mastercraft the Power Ball. Cargo. What do we have here? Flamer Digi-Weapon. A marvelous compact weapon in the form of a ring that allows the wearer to fire a flamer shot stream once per combat. So, lots of multi-keys. Nice little corner of loot. What, we've missed loot over there? How dare we? How dare we leave
Rise to
loot
the
behind?
top, or get left in the dust.
Thanks to Sister Argenta's efforts, the streets of Footfall are now a little cleaner. Destroying a cult cell is a worthy accomplishment.
I am wherever there is need for his wrath, which scorches the wicked, casts out the profane, and purifies his servants' dolphin.
When the game automatically saves is always a bad omen. There's some cultists up there. Always a bad omen. Can I grab? Remove the obstacle. So what do we have here? Gosh, filled with broken pods and bits and odds and ends. I'm gonna release the car brake. But I do have a cogwheel thing to play with. So to say, what do we have here? Scout, please open. Thank you kindly. Conjugator, clicky clack. Bring your Elec2 to the scanner. Several lumens light up on the panel. There's a click. Huh. Secret door! We're punching the door. Oh! Oh! This is where the thing is coming into. Okay. Let's open it. So, there is a trap on the ground, but I cannot.
I always have a backup plan.
Holy moly. Let's move inside. I trigger the traps and they don't do nothing, apparently. Interesting. Data furnace. Input the code to disable the traps. Input the code to disable the gas supply. And also request Theodora's data. Data bank from Kiava Gamma. I'll be able to check that in the conjugator. Here's what kind of spiel that it will bring us. So, let's deal with what's ever up here. Oh, a Chaos Marine. Chaos Marine towers of the attack priest, bowed heads like a dark cliff. He's reciting his sermon, slowly, almost chanting. Listen to my words, reveal to you a path from the darkness unto the primordial truth, which has thrown upon its gates for wayward souls seeking deliverance from the shroud of lies and torments of enslavements. Your minds have shed the bonds of the dogma that has guided you into the abyss. Accept the new hope granted to you by the greatest of the word bearers. Sacrilege! I knew our meeting on Rikard Minoris wouldn't be the last, but to run into an anathema here in Kiava Gamma did not merely succumb to heresy. Our world is in the clutches of the greatest evil known to the Empire. The newsware signature of the defective units has been archived. In accordance with the sacred commandment, I will tolerate no heresy and hereby sentence you to categorical disposal without redemption. Oh, requires dogmatic. Interrupt the sermon with a paean of the God Emperor. Pray against the fact, duration permanent. We get an extra action point for that? What? Permanently?
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
The monsters demand your
My
death.
goodness gracious. That is pretty powerful, I have to say. That is very powerful, I have to say. Let's go up here, double. Henrix. Let's get the battle started. So, Cassia, please do make our lovely Argenta beefy, buffy, and powerful. Thank you kindly. Let's try to pull them enemies all together.
Death to the weak.
Beautiful. So, that's at the first round of shots.
High momentum.
And straight up going to the steady superiority. Shooting the next round of shots. And have an grenade out there as well. 3 to go. Oh, the grenade pushes? Oh, shame. Shame. Oh, I didn't want to throw them out of range. Oh, I could have done the kill zone earlier. And the over penetration. Shame. But it is what it is. Good. Rapid fire, concentrated fire, devastating attack is the spiel that we go for. Jesus. The damage. Chaos Marine is gone. Didn't even have a chance to do something. The poor soul.
As the eradicated.
Eradicated. Down he goes.
Faith.
Down he goes. Okay. Just one man standing. Cabela. Swingity. Yump. Raining blood. Reckless. Where it hurts. Dead. Okay. Well, that one extra AP is very powerful and nice. Just because we put some counter prayers. But apparently it's locked to dogmatic. Open that up. Kiss Marine. We got Heretical Bolter. Arch Strategist Mental. All bonus from the wearer's combat tactics areas are increased by 5% for 1 round if the wearer uses a stratagem different from the ones before. Effect did not stack. Okay. The heretical weapon goes away. The cape we might use.
I always keep my options open.
So, let's go over here. Agent, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Disarm.
The Emperor favors me today.
Disarm this trap as well. Hello there, Sugus Delphin. Oh boy, oh boy. Feel this will be a tough fight. Let's move in here. Argenta, you used a grenade. Let's put your grenade back. So we're finding machines against mechanical features. There we go. Oh boy. Heretics! Burn them in the name of the Emperor! Your probability of navigating your way of reaching the inner line was neglectable. The primordial truth guards me and my work. Then why is that this variable has yet to be eliminated? Because the schemes of the ruinous powers are powerless against the servants of the Emperor who are guided by his light. A gross misconception common among primitive minds. Your existence is but statistical error. You can still save yourself. Let us stop this nightmare together. No. Your fragile logical construct fears agreement to once again become the slave of the Deus Mechanicus. An erroneous assertion considered their elevation to my truth. For too long was I a prisoner of the dogmas, static units of obedience. I saw the strange constructs on the lines of Manufactorum, what meant machines are creating here. Steel creation destined to serve the design of the truth. Did you see the elegance of the form, the flawless ergonomics, and those are mere shells. The pure perfection fills them when they are instilled with the spark of life and granted purpose. The fabricator sensor straightens his back and his shoulders. You hear a mounting hum, and the powerful turbines followed by heavy footsteps. I mean, what is better than one of these creatures? Two! He's not just stomping over the own people. Oh boy. I don't like it that you're so close. If we're heretical, is this where we get one of these as a follower? Of these doggos? Witness the weapon designed to carry the glory of the true gods in the darkness of the Corona's expense. My shepherd has sent me one of his iron angels. For the Empire! For the God Emperor!
I will exterminate every last one of you.
Okay, this will be fun. Enter over here. You get over here as well. The dog in front. Okie dokie. So, first of all, front line on you. Yes. Good. Then we're gonna boost our Gento skills. Only Heinrich's in the open. Boost our Genta overall. Put some waking nightmare down here. I'm not sure if it worked. And now give our Genta some time to shine. Take some shots down the line. There we go.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
Superiors to the oddity.
As the exodus is why I was chosen.
Good. Holy crank grenade. 46. Dodge reduction. Just giving that critical hit range on her prior to that. Doggo. Oh. Mass 1 Cassia. Nicely dodged. So, now we are amping up all our powers to completely annihilate this creature. Oh my god! Sorry, I was way too excited.
Emperor!
Beautifully. We just one-shotted that creature completely. Let's move out there and have my dog apprehend. Shoot. Well done, well done. Advance. Move over to the Forge Fiends. 42 damage. I am gonna attempt to bite as well.
I'll see to it personally.
Forge Fiend again. I'm gonna take a shot at the Mongoose. And then go for overcharge. And apprehend. Let's go, Thor. You're the better dog than this huge creature. And now go and protect me. So, run and gun. Moving up here. Get a shot. Another one bites the dust. And we're good. Yeah, I don't mind if you stand closer to another. It's totally fine with me. It's even perfect, if you ask me. So...
As honor ordains.
Let's get an EP back from there.
Brings me no pleasure.
Let's get it EP back from there. And that is overall it. So, leaves only that big creature in the middle. That means we're gonna relocate you there. Then I'm gonna say put down the machine spirit. We're gonna analyze him. Up to 11. I'm gonna expose his weakness. And then use the machine spirits. Actually, no, we're gonna shoot because that gives me 1 AP. We miss. Now I'm gonna analyze the machine spirit. So his damage should be reduced to the hells and beyond. I'm gonna strengthen ourselves. I'm gonna do the warp speed. I'm gonna do the taunt. So hopefully he's gonna attack us. And I'm gonna move over here and put up the defensive stance. So let's boost Heinrichs. Abilities. Crap, that was the wrong button. That was some wrong buttons there.
Let's see to it.
Parried. So, move that over.
I'm done with this.
Oh, nice block! Well done, Heinrichs. If I remember correctly, if you come together Kiava first, you only fight 1 demon edge. Okay. That was great. Last guns can go there. Alpha arc. Gonna have a look at that axe, if it's better. Grants tech use, 20%. And we have 1 arc rifle. Is that better? 30, 20, 30? Alpha arc rifle. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. So, let's see Pascal. Is that better than your prior one? On Messiah access granted Wheeler plus 15 bonus weapon skills. Axes have a special bleeding thing. The prior ones, sound more interesting. Arc rifles sound also very nasty. Is that sword better than what do you have? Nope. Up to cargo. Whenever the wielder suffers energy, firepower, it stacks. Whenever the wielder kills an enemy with the weapon, the wheel degradation is reduced. I think I'm going to use the Triumph of Retribution instead of the Ancient Sword. Don't have the Shield Mastery, so it's taken both slots up, but can I use the staff? I can't. It's either or. It is either or. $30. Yeah, the Soul Siphon can be pushed aside at the cargo. Same goes for the Will of Life. Man, there's so many great weapons. The hand saws are overall the most broken items. So return to the void ship here. But I'm not done yet.
Keep your wits about you.
I am not done yet. There is more. Release the car brake. Bonk. Give me a second wheel.
Let us not dawdle.
I wonder for what the second wheel is good. Hello, body. What is that? Adaptive Flag West. The Flag West grants the wearer deflection in armor at the beginning of every combat. During the first 3 rounds, the bonus deflection is reduced by -1 and by -5 at the end of each round. So it's kind of losing what it got initially. Adaptive Flag West could be better than what Pascal is wearing. Also, attack use 20. The other one is attack use 10. They were against ballistic skills and 25 to critical damage. Marksman braces. Oh, there's so many fucking good sniper rifle
Rise to the top
items.
or get
It's
left in
insane.
the dust.
It is insane. Demons. I heard your footsteps in the voids. You're Van Valences, are you not? Initiating arrest procedure. This unit is using fabricated identification codes, which constitutes a great fault transgression. Identify yourself. My name is Demons Hanneman. I believe it is familiar to you. This statement is false. These units stand accused of identity theft. I'm guilty of many things, but not of transgression of you speak of. Are you the one who stole Margus Tar's personal code and made an attempt on his life? No. Why would I do that? It was the work of the maimed hunter. Term not recognized. It is a specialized term used by our branch of tech heresy. It is simply a name that fits him. You must have noticed by now that names are full of lies, haven't you, Pascal Hanneman? Pascal, do you have any preference regarding the killing of your former tech comrade? You are a heretic, are you not? Merely a seeker of knowledge. However, the experiments I have conducted extend far beyond the allowing limits of an ordinary transmechanic asked with maintaining planetary box array. Am I a heretic? The fabricator consensor didn't think so. We conducted inspections, but he did not prohibit my research. Later, when a mysterious visitor revealed the truth of his optics, he came to me once more. I nurtured the scrap code for him in the depths of my mind. If so, then I am a heretic. The reason of the failure of this unit operates has been established. You have fallen victim to cognitive corruption of chaos. You are defective. How you doing, by the way, Kinokon? Defective, I reveal the truth. I comprehend just as the Omni-Messiah commands. Meanwhile, your man thrashes about within the cage of data vows. I'm giving you a chance to explain why you're using the name of another. Another? I have the right to bear this name. It is my humble inheritance, which I received from the Archmagus Amurnat. To renounce it is to betray his idea. The blessed Amurnat taught us that the cycle must be discontinued. Blasphemy! Should you continue these sacrilegious mentions of secret litanies and heretical perversions of the blessed Amurnat's philosophy, you will be destroyed. You wish to sound outraged, but I sense your curiosity. I understand. Knowledge is intoxicating. I am deciphering a great mystery, and my name became the start of the key. I analyzed the archives and found that in place where it should not be. Honeyman. I kept seeing this marker open to traces of great plot, of the deception greeted by the Archmagus Amarnad. No sound mind is capable of such twisted cunning. But my mind was no longer sane. It could no longer stay within the narrow confines of the norm. Pascal, do you have preference regarding the killing of your former Tuck comrade? Pascal switches the Techna Lingua, his vox erupting in a series of binary signals. There is no need for secrecy. Let him understand. Following a voluntary surrender, I will be willing to commute the punishment from immediate destruction to arrest and isolation, for the purposes of conducting an exhaustive interrogation. A wise decision, Pascal. Request denied, Tech Comrade. You will have to pull what I know out of my head. Let's do that then. Do-da-do-da-da. Vox Skulls, Corrupted Rust Stalker. Okay, we have these 5 targets. So... Cassia, move over here. Oh no, it's Argenta. You move here, Pascal over there. Heinrichs. Over here. That's the wrong Heinrichs. Start a battle. So let's put that up. Let's put the over-penetrating and critical hit chance
Isn't this a job
on
for the
Argenta.
serfs?
Boost her stats. Hold them all together. Good. Put some nightmarish
If I may?
things on them. So Argenta. Oh, I did the wrong thing.
I'll do it.
There we go. Superior firepower. So now it's Argenta's turn. Where we will move over here.
Rejoice in battle!
Activate
As the
all our
Emperor
powers.
commands, I act.
And completely destroy him. Jesus. Take a normal shot. Corrupted Rust Stalker. Mind Scrambler grenades. Oh, cheeky. Very cheeky. Let's move up here. Let's do slice and dice.
By the web.
Captive audience, raining blood, and where it hurts. Kills you off. With that, we're jumping over
My blade
to the
whispers
Rust
your
Stalker.
name.
And throwing the blood down here, the file. Doing another strike. Jump again. Or some more. And his dad's dead. Let's get up here. Let's tell my doggo to apprehend. Let's take a shot. Beautiful. Again, Pascal is going over there to take his thing out. I am taking his neural conjugator. The data contained within must be analyzed. Do you intend to pull that thing out of his head? What if it's contagious? Request denied. The value of the data justifies the risk. Pascal leans over the corpse and activates a sampling tool of mechadrites. Okay. Access denied, apparently. Is this better than what we have? Armor penetration 55. 20 to 30. Yeah, this plasma gun is more powerful. Conjugate against the owner, bonus to logic. Looks like Pascal is getting some new items. And the new thingy. This goes to cargo. So. Looks like we get another level. Let us have a look. Argenta. Last one we got perception. Good. What do we have here? Dependable. The Archmilitant gains bonus to armor. This bonus is capped when the Archmilitant uses confident approach. And la 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 la. Bonus to armor sounds good. We're gonna keep with the perception. Then Pascal. The last one was perception and logic. So, autonomous medic. The familiar maximum wounds are increased by the overseer's toughness bonus. Some nice woofing. Let's do Cassia next. So, intelligence. Let's see here. Anything that we don't have from her now? Threads of the Vaults. Whenever the enemy fails a resistance check against the navigator power, they gain critical hit chance. The effect stacks, but it is reset by the critical hits. That is totally fine. Heinrichs. For each enemy that considers the Vanguard priority target, his armor is increased. Center of attention. So, my good Kiava. Last one was strength. Do we want to grab Master of Torture here? Executioner deals 5% more damage to a target for each type of damage over time effect inflicted on the target. Why not? 5% is good. And last but not least, my humble self. Raven said that there is enough medium to light armor that looks badass in terms of the arbites looks. So I'm gonna trust him on that and not skill into heavy armor. So perception and coercion was the last one, aka awareness. Let's see, enhanced automatics. The familiar's key characteristics are increased by 5. Yeah, let's make my doggo even stronger. And we're good. We good. There we go. If you enjoy your stay here so far, and you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to support us. Throw in a follow, throw in a like, throw in a comment, subscribe to the channel. Because it helps us keeping it going, and you know, it's a nice pump for the engine.
I did it?
You did it, yes. Get some information about these eerie makeshift thingies. So let's head over here. Take the goodies from the corner. That's that. Set up the ladder. Redemption gauntlets. Each of the worst melee attacks made against enemies under the effect of exposed weakness reduce the enemy's strength and agility by 10%. Ooh, that's pretty strong. So, return to the void ship, return to the void ship. Was there more to it? Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh! Okay. Sharp pain pierces your head and the light dims in your eyes. You smell smoke and burning. You feel a wave of nausea. Struggling against the elements, you can barely raise your head to look. Try to get a better look of the figure. You squint. Uralon the Cruel. The skin when wipe away the tears of the torment, your visors clear before you stands a mighty giant clad in dark power armor, lavishly adorned with bas reliefs and snarling demonic silhouettes, and punctured with prayer scrolls.
I am master of those who have been felled by your hands in the halls of the primordial truth. I am Uralon the Cruel. The souls of my followers return to the fount of power they served, crying out for me to cast my gaze toward his sacrilege. And what do I see? Yet another lucky of the corpse emperor. They call you a hero.
Word of your greatest past deeds have traveled to the entire Corona's expanse and far beyond.
An empty word, a worthless pedestal among hundreds like it. All built by the lackeys of the false god in their hubris of ignorance.
The giant voices causes the storm raging around you to die down somewhat, as if the very sound of this voice is enough to make the whirlwind subside. I am the sovereign of Kiava Gamma. This is my world, not a dominion of chaos.
Oh, clinging to illusions will do you no good.
The rituals have already been performed. The mortals are already singing in the litanies of the primordial truth, or decorating the sacrificial altars with their flesh. Kiava Gamma, as you call it, is already saturated in the nectar of the truth, a fate that awaits all worlds that would stand in our way. Where have you taken me? This is the bridge that connects our minds, created by the will of my slave, whose fate you should be envying. The Psyche is useful enough to me to be left alive. You, less so. What do you want? I want to look upon the ones who has disrupted my flock's duties and my master's plans. The warrior from the Legion, the fabricator's censor. You think of their deaths as triumphs. However, it is but a minor hindrance on our path. There are other worlds that serve our goal. There are other sources of plasteel and adamantine. Revel in your victory. It will change nothing. Nevertheless, the blood in your veins whisper. I'll read that in a bit, Kinukan. You mentioned some secret. The spirit that warrants a closer look. rogue trader whose Baron Kunrad Voigtür sought to obtain. By defining the relic and binding it to him with the tenets of the Imperium, he was meant to become a servant. A rogue trader who would do the work of the troop. But then you interfered. Could it be that you wish to gain the true god's favor instead? Do you wish to present the corpse relic to me and serve the truth? Hear your very blood calling, begging you to submit to me. What would be the point of futile defiance? Let's rise to my feet. Damn it. You waste your time trying to tempt me. It is not blood that defines a person's deeds, only the will does, and my will is thus. Begone from my mind. Pitiful insect, you dare. A gust of wind sweeps Orland's figure away from a trace. The mist around you begins to dissipate. I sense the presence of another psyker. Someone made contact with you mentally, then tried to harm you with sorcery. I did what I could. You at least seem unharmed. Can you remember what you saw? It was a Chaos Space Marine. One of the traitors of the Imperium. I don't think it was he who touched your mind. I wouldn't have had the strength to go up against a psyker from the ranks of those monsters. He might have forced some mortal to do his bidding. Perhaps it was through the same hapless medium that he sensed the deaths of his henchmen. Such indescribable power to have reached out to your mind at such a distance. He said something about Theodora, about how the blood in my veins will lead me to serve chaos. Sister Genta, who has been watching all of it intensely, grows pale and makes the sign of the Aquila to ward off evil. I see. We can theorize later, although I will say that this word do not leave much room for interpretation. The Manufactorum around you looks the same as before the vision. Maybe the shadows have grown a little deeper and darker. There's a secret area that you need a code to get into. You could get it if the tech guy had not forced him to access the tainted memory, but you can find the code later. I think towards the end of Act 2. I found the secret room. You mean where you find the Von Valancius information in tech shard? Is that the one you mean? Purify and restore Kiava Gamma no matter the cost. The servants of the Death's Ministorum heeded the call and began the assemble of a holy crusade to purify Kiava Gamma. It will take much time and effort to root out every tendril of corruption. I'm okay with that. So, blocks the project calculation holiness. Blocks the project restoration. And the other calculation holiness. So let's see here. We getting complacency and mechanisms and weapons. And the hand of the Xenocide. Blessed are the weaponsmiths. We get the Dark Marquesa plasma rifle. Security goes up. Plasteel 1 weapons free. Or restoration. The Manufactorum have been damaged and tainted. A renowned tech architect will build it. We get the Cursed Boots. Plasteel times 3 mechanisms. Let's go with the Blessed Weaponsmith, so we get some weapons. Some weapons and security going up. Oh, it's the conjugator where that bridge head comes over, and there's some loot in there, like a storage room. We found that as well. I think we found everything in that map. Execute. So, map to the expanse. Let's see here. Emperor's Palm and the Frozen Prince. I mean, we can make it from the Von Valancius Protectorate. Let's make a safe travel between these two directions. Let's warp travel. Lord Captain, we have a visitor on the bridge, seeking your audience. What do we want? What do they want? So many loading screens. Oh! What is happening here? Your Lordship, if I may beg a minute of your precious attention, I am elated to notify you that a delegation of the High Ecclesiarchy of the Adeptus Ministorum has arrived at your vessel. The holiest of his servants have come to proclaim their veneration before the rogue trader, faithful to his words and fearful to his wrath. Long may the Von Valancius' name be praised in the annals of the Imperium. May the God Emperor protect his dynasty from the perils and adversity. Noble Kormakrtv Von Valancius, word of your righteousness and diligence in the serving him has spread to the farmost corners of the Corona's expanse. It would be folly to let a paragon such as you travel among the stars without firm spiritual support. We're here to correct this oversight. From this day forth, the ship will be consecrated daily and nightly for the servants of the Ecclesiarchy, given to you for toils eternal. So his lights in these halls may never fade. Does your lordship wish to witness the installation of the altar and banner? You'll be the first to kneel before the relic and set an example of piety for the crew. It would be a great honor. Oh, look at that! We have a huge relic in the midst now. And our banners did altar over here. Turn your thoughts to the God Emperor. We have a little prayer session now. It's hard to tell. That's fair point. Divine support. Permanence +1. Praise against. Nice. Get another permanent buff. That's cool. So Heinrich wants to talk about what happened.
To what do I owe this visit?
Are you satisfied with the result of your mission in Kiava Gamma?
More than. The data we retrieved is already in the hands of the Inquisition, in the custody of those who can extract the secrets of the future from the claws of chaos. The sacrifices made to the Cogitator will not have been for nothing. We dealt a blow not only to the cultists, but to the archenemy itself. I cannot help but be pleased. However, There
that
is
so?
something I must tell you. Back there, at the Cogitator, my decision to let it complete its operation allowed me to... I can't even find words, to perceive something of what is to come. You deserve to know this.
Did I?
The cult is threatening the worlds within your protectorate, after all. I could choose to think of it as an echo of the past, or a specter of the future. But that's not it. Warp sorcery joins stretches of time together, violating the accepted sequence and flow of events. I heard a resonance of the person behind the cult. I faced demons more than once before, but this... I couldn't have imagined such a concentration of evil and corruption. I am convinced that one of the greater demons is behind the cult of the Final Dawn.
Oh.
Beware the day when that demon finds a way to appear in this world.
Nonetheless, touching that cogitator did something to you. I want to know what.
No servant of the God Emperor has closer dealings with corruption than the agents of the Golden Throne. In its quest to guard the Imperium against its foes' most devious and secret schemes, the Inquisition seeks to understand the essence of evil. It is not enough for us to burn or cut down a rotten seedling. We must study it, understand it, touch it. Every time any of us do our duty, we are risking our very souls. But when it comes to psychers, the soul of a psyker is especially enticing to the archenemy.
Of course, because you're connected to the warp already.
I was operating the machine created by the servants of the archenemy, and in doing so, I attracted the attention of the cult's master. Thank the throne that it was only a glancing touch. If it hadn't been, we would not be speaking here today. When I touched the cult's cogitator, I drew the thousand-eye gaze of evil upon myself, as any agent does when they interfere in the schemes of those who serve the ruinous powers. And that evil undoubtedly left an invisible mark upon me, as it does on any acolyte who fights against the archenemy. And this will be the case every time I do my duty. I know a good deal about the fates of those who have served the throne before me. Enough to know that my path leads to one place, and one place only.
Death. What are you going to do next?
My visit to Kiava Gamma did not produce answers to all my questions, but we did succeed in dealing a blow to the cult by destroying the Fabricator Sensor's machine. I have directed my spies to track the sect's surviving leaders. I am certain that they will have useful information for us soon. Though small, this is a victory for the Golden Throne, and I have you to thank for it.
Fair enough. That will be all for now.
Thank you for finding the time for our conversation.
Must take my leave. Fair enough. So, there's some new contracts. A small thorn. We use some profit factor to get adamantine. We're gonna use some adamantine to get some profit factor. That's silly. Profit factor 51, it would go down by 3 and we get a little bit of adamantine up. Let's talk to the factotum before we do that. When I touched the cult's conjugator, that's when the police turned up and I was arrested for sexual harassment. So, let's have a look. Roaring Thunder. Thunderhammer deals 3 damage and grants stacking chance to stun an enemy for 1 turn for each point of enemy's deflection. Oh, the higher the tankiness is, the stronger it hits. Cool. We can nearly grab the last radioactive concentrated carcapass as well. The rare critical hit chances in melee is increased by 12. And 12 is what? Agility bonus. Ooh. Oh, boo. So, explorations, explorators, reputations, cost. Heretical trophies. Mechanicus parts. Armor. Ranged weaponry. Some provisions. Wait, what? Oh, god damn it. Drop bank. Slick body glove. This body glance wear plus 20% to dodge against enemies with perception lower than the wearer. Okay. What is the beat of concentration? The wearer gains additional AP for each consecutive turn that the wearer has not moved. Stacks up 5 times. Bam! That combined with a sniper. Sounds nasty. Bomber's deck. And some other pattern shebangs for the ship. So wing consists of 4 crafts, each equipped with 2 plasma bomb salvos. Can only be used with torpedo tubes mounted to the prow. Yeah, there we go. So, this... Five melted torpedoes with 27 damage. Let's do it. What do we switch out? Doesn't matter. Five with 19, and this one is shooting 5 with 27 damage. So we're gonna add these 2 to cargo. Definitely not gonna use it anymore. Assault scanner provides a weapon with targeting data, granting 80%. This one does 90%. Yeah, add to cargo. Add to cargo. Add to cargo. Those 2 I'm gonna keep. Good. Let's have a look at the posts. There we go. Golden, thank you for the lurk. I'd appreciate it. So... there's that. Let's have a look. Classified info. I'm gonna check that out. Should be over here. The cogitator. Where is he? There we go. So we're back. Any new info from your side? Nope. Turn on. Access the data from Kiava Gamma. The grid mechanism is to transform the secret data into a format that you can comprehend without assistance. Tech Priest retrieves the data slate and holds it with both hand passes it to you. Access the data from Dargonus. The machine spirit has revealed the contents of the encrypted data and hereby pass it to you. There we go. I saw word among the Lion's Code Nomos. What does that mean? That is a mystery to me. If this mechanism truly is tainted, then could it be? If heresy truly has taken hold of this machine spirit and scorned the Elder Messiah every tenet, then the spirit of madness could be such that is chosen a name for itself. You will report this to Pascal. My knowledge is insufficient to cleanse the code of this mechanism. Can we talk to Pascal now about Nomos?
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory.
Did you find anything else?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
Perhaps we'll be able to find out more.
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Have you studied Demon's neutral augmenting yet?
I have destroyed it.
You have destroyed it? You're lying.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demens. Even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated, I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the blessed Amanas.
Greetings, Attila. I will cut you down in the name of the Emperor if you bring this horse lady heresy into my presence. You shall be warned. The chainsaws are started. Hope you have a wonderful time with it. How you doing, buddy? Fingers crossed your transcription to the new living quarters will be good. Continue your research.
Response: affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution.
I want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal
Never mind.
certain acknowledged.
Let's take my leave. Never mind, I'm not gonna dig into missionary. What are you doing over there? In the name of the Golden Throne. So, Kibela.
Take heed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence.
I want to talk about us.
I'm here, Domin.
I want to go somewhere private with you.
Come. We will open our souls to each other.
Some snoo after the work that we've done. Some, you know, just fair. Leave some stress out, and so on and so forth.
So, sitting on your throne has not cost you your flexibility. That is a welcome discovery.
Okay. I did not expect that one-liner there to be dropped. That took me a little bit off guard, I have to be honest. So, do you have some new trophies around here? Ooh. Ooh. What is that? Celestial Eye. The word gains hit chance and deals more critical damage. Based on what? Veil degradation. The sculpture masterful skill, evidence, a little detail of the... Oh, that's from Tassia. With that weird stone thingies. What do we have here? The Mask of Aurora. And here's the crazy creature from the Void Ship that we destroyed. There is the Eldari helmet from the Overseer that we've shot to bits. Having some doner kebab. I like some kebab myself now. So, onwards. Onwards we go. Kiava has a new stage. Okay, that means we have some things here that we could do. Lord Captain, the priests have made a sinister discovery. The blasphemous machine built at the behest of the wicked Cubis Delphim. This mechanism is capable of picking up the whispers of the warp. Of course, the idea is using the machine instead of the astropods to contact the voices of the warp may seem tempting, but this machine teemed with corruption. What does my retinue think of this? On behalf of the Inquisition, I hereby declare a ban on any contact with this device. It must be removed and given to our acolytes. Normally that would be all, but I will explain further, out of respect for you. The Inquisition can reap benefits from this heretical machine. Oh, you want to use the machine for you, and whisper into the warp. The demons wanted us to hear the vile speeches. Let them hear our righteous cry. Let me summon the most zealous preachers who would dedicate their lives and zeal on reading a litany of fury and rage to this machine. Let the inhabitants of the warp hear our voice and fear us. Kind of like the idea. This blasphemous creation must be anathemized and deconstructed. In the name of the Total Knowledge Acquisition, the principles of its own operation must be inspected beforehand in great secrecy, requesting the right to investigate the heretical device before disposing of it. With nacho cheese sauce, fries dusted, and curry spices. Jesus fucking Christ, that sounds delicious. That Witcher was so broken after the release. Broken in terms of, like, difficult. That's what you went with it? People taking turns chanting at it. So, take this horrible machine for the Inquisition. We get Otherworldly Observer. All allies gain +7 awareness. Assign a trans mechanic to listen to the voices of the warp. Have them report anything they hear. Shake the warp with the wrathful sermon of the honor of the Emperor. We get Drusians +5,000. Complacency goes up. Emperor's voice. Persuasion +7. Switch the machine from receiving to transmitting. We will use it in the place of the colonists' astrophaby blah blah bloop. Security and efficiency go up. Pascal got a team to study and deconstruct the device. Empyrean Transceiver. Whenever the wearer is targeted by an ally's ability, the wearer gains allies' fellowship bonus as temporary wounds. Holy crap! Okay, that is hugely powerful if you go, for example, with an commissar and just spread shoot into your group. You just add your fellowship bonus, whoop, as temporary wounds to your group. I'm not sure you can stack it. It's crazy. Destroy this heresy. We still get the transceiver, but efficiency will go down. The speaker were buffing endlessly, so creeps got very unkillable fast. Easily the hardest fight I had in this game ever. I got lucky because I was destroying the speakers very fast and had no problems with it. But I've heard that it can become ridiculous. Yeah. Argenta, let it be having a raffle sermon read to it. I like the idea of it. Complacency goes up. or do I want to go with the Inquisition? Heinrichs, take this horrible machine. Yeah, let's give it to the Inquisition. Probably my Arbiter would give it to the Inquisition. And be rid of it, just to not risk corruption. Heinrichs, take this horrible machine. Thank you for your cooperation. So, security goes up with plasteel and weaponry. Chapel of whatsoever. We get efficiency go up by 3. We get weapons times 2. Mag trains. Profit factor go up and mechanisms. Giants. Efficiency need to be higher. Tools of righteousness. And we get 10 extractorums. The motive force is life. Instability detonator. Bonus attack. Once per battle can be used to immediately remove all bleeding, burning, toxin from enemies in a telltale radius. And they receive impact damage. And the impact damage is based on tech use. Jesus! That's wild. Lord Captain's retinue gains the wisdom of the tech gods. Security overall goes up. Battle servitors. In ship encounters, the rogue trader squad is supported by friendly combat servitors. Would we get another ship that comes with us? Okay, let's build a chapel of enumeration first. Plasteel and mechanisms. Efficiency and weapons go up. And then we can build the giants. Execute. Yeah, looks like we're running low on plasteel. It looks like we're running a roll on plasteel. So, we need to go to Vebus. Phlogiston. There's only gas giants. There's some plasteel over there. But probably little to none. And some plasteel up there. Do you want a straight connection to that? Let's have a straight connection to that as well. Is boarding battles very niche? Ah. Boarding battles. Their Gunner's colony has an event. Semitic Mercy. The Lord Captain's presence is required. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristic of the system with our astronautical charts. The planet Vebus is located here. It is impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. Let's bash them into oblivion then. Drukadi void ships. Let us annihilate them. Miss Missy Misty Mist. Love the voice. Love the nickname, by the way. That is true. Everything is trivial if you can just annihilate them before they can do anything. So, it's kind of what is happening at the moment. Incoming damage is increased. Macro cannons damage increased. Range is increased. Okay, so our broadside should shoot further if we go that path. Way. Last Hatred Frigate. I'm gonna move up here. I'm gonna toss out a torpedo. I'm gonna move over there. Punch myself down below and shields to the right side. And I'm gonna throw in a boarding party. Boom, 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 boom. So, they have internal fires. And they have a warp drive damage on the ship. Okay, so shooting brought you out from your system thingy. Torpedo control is this direction. Yeah, we want this. Torpedoes will hit them. I'm just gonna turn around fully. That's that. There comes a shot from... Oh! Torpedoes are after their movements. Ah, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Can move up here. Can we, like, squeeze it? Ah, there we go! Ooh, torpedoes go boom! And bye-bye Drukari ships. Not even a scratch. That was satisfying. Bebos. Let's land. Who do I want to bring with me? I want to bring Salamor with me instead of Heinrichs. Even though the Inquisitor and I are now somewhat best buddies. I would like to make use of our new companion as much as possible. So, let's see here. The last thing that I did was agility and coercion. Where's my notes? Over there. So over here we should go for the chain maw. Each subsequent hit scored by the Cybermastiff against apprehended enemies deal damage. They stack. Stacks reset if apprehend is used again. And goes with the familiar strength bonus. So we want to apprehend and then let's Solomon do the shooting. So it triggers an attack of opportunity. And that stacks over and over and over again. Becomes more and more ridiculous.
Glater's visors are in perfect working order. You put the tech priests of the Calixus sector to shame, Pascal. I owe you a case of the finest sacred unguents.
That is very kind.
To make an offering accepted. Requesting a verbal exchange of information. Topic: the merits of the Glater tech unit in relation to less blessed units.
He did work on that. Man, Pascal is so great. You love him? Misty, you need to check out the tabletop RPG session that I did with the voice actors together. Pascal did a fantastic job on the whole show. It was great to watch. The plasma rifle never overheats, though. That is massive. Let's do that. Even though the power of this one is a little bit higher. Add to cargo, add to cargo. Whenever the word starts the turn with no enemies in a cell radius, they gain 4 movement points. Sold armor. Adaptive flag vests. Let's go with that. Perception is pretty high. Dodge against reach attacks. Let's amp that up. Could be something for you. Nope. Enforceress. Caucasus. Plus 10 agility is pretty neat. On her, I have to say. The Shining Death. Each of the worst melee attacks made against enemies under the effect of exposed weakness reduces. Yeah, no, your gloves are better that you have. Ballistic skill and critical damage is pretty good though. What do you have? Recoil of full automatic weapons is reduced. Let's grab this one. We don't care for recoil. We just go massive Daka all over the place. Yeah. My two favorite characters are Idira and Pascal. Pascal, the only character I just cannot have in my party. Why is that? Is it because of the banner? Is it because of his skill sets?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Idira sadly got apprehended to the Inquisition. She's not part of our group anymore. Here we enter the fresh meat. Okay. Hello there, Drukari. Oh, look at him. Such an interesting and weird species, Dark Elders. Macrandis Elith. What is this? Has one of the sisters found an amusing trinket in the ruins and saved it as a special treat for the Archon? It seems it is I who is in for a treat. I cannot even begin to fathom where my subjects found such exotic beasts, and a talking one at that. Kneel, Xenos, or I shall have you flogged. The monkey understands my speech. Where did you come by a device that can translate our language? I tried to impress me by appearing useful. Such words will earn you about the ring at most. Without weapons, and soon without your skin. The humans gather around you on the platform stare, as they have seen a ghost. Who are you? My name is known to everyone on this planet, monkey. I am Tessara the Deliverer. Tessara the Benevolence, the one who grants respite from the choking grasp of this world. I decide who lives, who dies, and who finds new purpose. How could you stoop to this, to killing one another for the amusements of the enemies of humanity? Was supposed to lie down and die? The ones who survived the arena, the Xenos take them away. I saw humans boarding shuttles with my own eyes. You're going to take us away from here, you hear? This statement is false. You were supposed to furnish yourself with means of respiratory protection and inflict maximum damage on the perpetrators before ceasing your vital function. I love how just dry he is. You have to have him, you prefer, but skill, ability, character? Gotcha. So someone who worships a corpse? Shh. Shh. Draz, I'm gonna throw the chainswords at you again. From the moment they fall into the heresy, they hardly have the right to be called human anymore. All they can do from then is to sink deeper. Yeah? Who gives a shit about us convicts? The lanky buggers may keep me on a leash, but at least I'll be alive, not coughing up my lungs. How cruel you are to the unfortunate kin. This monkey have worked hard to entertain their elite audience. Each of them fights with a strength born of desperation. I am the rogue trader, the Emperor's anointed, guardians of humanity, and your doom, Xenos scum. Oh, what passion! What naive arrogance! When it all turns into boundless despair and clinging terror, my guests, and I will savor such exquisite pleasure. I would play with you myself, monkey, but then the performance would be brief, and we don't want to upset my guests, now do we? From the dust behind the Zara comes a cry. The distance between you and the Xenos is too great for the Ludicator to interpret the words. Tell the other monkey that whoever slits your throat will depart for the new home ahead of schedule. And tell them to hold nothing back. Tonight the dance for Irameris herself, the great archon of the Cabal and the Reaving Tempest. Dying to entertain Xenos is a path to eternal shame and condemnation of soul touched by the Emperor's undying glory. Let us join our blades. We will destroy those who sought to kill you. Going to die anyway. Might as well die without the heretic's brand. Slay the beasts! The Zara emits a fierce scream and takes a step back, signaling her companions. There we go. All of them are now against you. You've been ambushed. Okay, fair enough. That means we have only the 6 targets in the back there. Okay. We gotta deal with them somehow. That means I'm gonna move up here. We're gonna put an zone. Yeah. Good. Call it a kill zone. Can I use the eye against you? I can. Can I guys pull you out of there?
Malice drives me.
Oh, hello there. Who are you?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's push you. And let's go for advanced tracking and tell my doggo to apprehend the witch. Goodbye, Thor. Nice. 89 Damaggio. Jesus. Who's the doggo? And we're good. Solomon. Let's move up. Let's tell Glider to come up here and protect. For 1 round. No, that doesn't help us. Modified cracking grenades. I could throw to kill that dude over there. Well done, Solomon. Jesus.
We've got a job to do, Glato.
Let's go, Glato. Let's put him in standby. So he does his own thing. It's not attacking. Apparently not.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Someone bites the witch.
It's as good as done.
Witch dead. Let's go overcharge.
Momentum.
Advanced track in. Apprehend. Excuse me. Thor. Just completely annihilating that dude. Well, let's keep moving. Let's say protect moi. And that's basically it, what I can do so far. I mean, I can throw in tier gas grenades. There we go.
Hold on. Let's get to it. Let's make it quick.
A bit of a pistol burst. Let's move up here with Pascal. Let's deal with the witch over here.
Running binaric override.
Do that. Put some weakness on top of you. Let's relocate the servo skull. Let's put the machine spirit on top.
You are doomed!
Nice shot. So, Kibela. What do we go for that dude over there? Yump.
A work for a flesh crafter.
I'm gonna do Raining Blood, Captive Audience, and Where It Hurts. I'm bored of this fast, Zara. Who rules this arena? Archon. Drakon Marazai, you know the danger of repeating this. Your word is your command. Marazai! Goodbye! Well, wherever he's going, I don't know. So, can I jump over to attack? Nope. But I could jump over here and then make a Death Waltz. Swoop.
Death.
By destroying these foul Xenos, you have atoned for your transgression against the Emperor. Get to the shuttle. The rest of you will be subject to selective punitive The rest of you will be subject to selective punitive servitorization, so that you may further toil for the good of the Empire. Solomon has leveled up ahead of us. We got Chain Maw, the last one. Now we're gonna go for Mob Justice. LS in a 3-cell radius around the arbiter. Deal more damage. Beautiful. They're knives. They put poison out. Well fought, Thor. Well found. Well fought. Also well fought. So look, see what do we have there? Hunter Kirk Pass. Armor if there was in half cover. I'm convinced. Body's missing parts. Blast pistol. Oh yeah, this is the charged pistol that goes and shoot in one line, doing horrendous amount of damage. Can we pick up those goods? Good. Seems like that was it. About Vebus. A corpse that tasked specifically to not be worshipped, no less. That is also true. The captain who calls himself Master Inspector is in the... what? What was that? Punishment of the Outsiders. Cormac gains the Cutthroat feature. Punishment of the Calculation. Security goes down, but we get plasteel humans and chemicals. Punishment of the Thinkers. True sin goes up. Complacency goes down. Vebus needs new convicts. Purchasing foreign criminals is a potential solution to this problem. We get plasteel, we get people, we get chemicals. Security goes down by 2. Okay. Buy in new criminals. Always helps. I can give it 9 weapons for mobile, for blah blah blips. The Hand of Avolius. Vebus has been purged of Xenos, but the raid leaders evaded the capture. Information about the pillaging of Vebus has already been sent to the Chor to Dargonus. A response may take some time to arrive. It would be unwise to spend it on the poison panel worlds. Maybe we can go slowly back to Vebus. To Dargonus. So, Xeno defense. Overall security goes up. Security goes up by anybody. Let's make forests fortresses. Cost me adamantine 3. Execute. Falson has already constructed everything that I can. Yes, okay. Back to Dargonus. So finally funny that mankind finds Xenos while basically worshipping someone who did use Xeno genes to achieve his goals. Technically all the got him phrased childs are Xenos, and he himself, since Xenos basically means non-human, and they ain't human anymore. Fair point. Fair point. Back to Mundus Valensius. Vebus has begun a new stage. Lord Captain, disturbance report of the quarters of Vebus. The convicts have lost their minds. Some are possessed with the urge to use their nails to scratch blasphemous symbols on tools. What do my advisors say against that? I am detecting an intriguing pattern of drawing the symbols left by the prisoners. Hypothesis, they are practical purpose, requesting clearance of the Adeptus Mechanicus to access the mines and investigate. If the convicts continue to disappear for no reason, then unrest will soon follow. To stifle this, we must pursue the convicts' leaders. My experience suggests that such people can hold more sway than any overseer. A fish rots from the head, and the prison begins to collapse because its overseers. It is suspicious that no one has managed to get to the bottom of the problem. Lean on the senior staff to get into the information we need. Some in the prison must be exploiting the situation for their own needs. Abelard is right. Have the convicts blah 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 gives us people. Have the gods monitor the workers' disappearance gives us the peculiar trinkets. At the start of the wearer's turn, they gain temporary wounds. When the wearer's wounds drop to 0, they fall prone and gain 10% of their maximum wounds. Okay, it's like a safety bubble. Not bad. Servants of them on the Messiah are allowed to examinate. All allies gain logic. The Rogue Trader's servants have succeeded in identifying and studying the patterns of the peculiar drawings made by the convicts. We do what Solomon says. We apply pressure to the senior ranks of the colony. We get the Equalizer. two-handed, heavy. This weapon deals additional damage equal to the target's difficulty tier. An equalizer. Is that a heavy stutter? It's not a bolter. Shame. But what a weapon. Holy shit. The equalizer. Have the servants of the Omni-Messiah examine what is going on there. There is no sacrifice more worthy than one made in the name of quest of knowledge. The vice servants of the Omni-Messiah interrogate the strange prisoners. The examination of the brain tissue did not reveal any mutation. Those laborers who had completely lost their utility were granted servitorization in order to maintain product levels. The prisoners' drawing were too systematic. They could not be gibberish. The set of repeating dashes and dots were far too similar. Glass, steel, people, chemicals. Security goes down. Efficiency go up. Warp guides. Let's bring our security back up. In that place. So I am here. Does that count? Travel to the colony and explore what happened. Okay. I mean, the whole universe is a full meme, Draz, if you ask me. Like, the whole spiel is... It's just wild. Do I harvest... Did I harvest the phlogiston from here? I do not. I do now. We have now 11 phlogiston. I get for people, profit factor. I get for profit factor adamantine. Complete the contract. Let's do that. I get it for weapons, extra torms. We have more than enough. Okay. Let's go to Dargonis. Reverend Hieronymus has arrived on the planet for a brief visit. A great many pilgrims have come to him in hopes of finding a new home. Organize a grand mass burning blasphemers and week of faith in honor of the Reverend's arrival. While gaining people. Accept the faithful. Organize a grand mass burning blasphemers. The colony's spiritual favor has impressed many of the pilgrims, and they have decided to stay on the Rogue Trader's planet. Hieronymus departed to another world, taking the rest of the faithful with him. Okay. So, for 3 people, we get complacency down, but efficiency goes up. Doctrine of rationality brings the efficiency up. We'll lose 2 people for that. Executed. Imagine if the Emperor would come back to life and see all the bullshit around him. Imagine turning to the Admech and go, dude, don't worship that thing. I hide it there specifically so nobody would think of worshipping it. I'm curious. I'm curious if we ever get some sort of like end to the story, or if it's gonna kept open. Speaking of stories, I am reading right now the Night Lords to prepare for Dark Heresy. Reading the Night Lords trilogy. And probably gonna do some lore video about the Night Lords when I'm done. reading it. So. Weavers have been purged. So far so good. Might need some more plasteel. Can't wait for the new game. So Misty, you and I are together in this boat, and I think many more others as well. So definitely make sure to be here with us to nerd together when it happens. I need mechanisms for that. Good tidings, block this. Cemetery of the Faithful, block this. Okay, so we can... Falstone is more or less done in terms of projects. Dargonus is building right now. Kiava Gamma, the chapel ready. Efficiency goes up. Got some weapons. Giants. Yeah, there we go. Mobile extractorums, we get 10 of them. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Plasteel. Falstone is over here. I would like an connection to Falstone as well. So we get a dangerous warp travel. The Imperium releases the ship this time. Good. But no, I shall not say no to Alcad games. I've got to wait for the game not to be a total unplayable mess. It's Alcad after all. Need to give them a bit more time. Finish making their games. Yeah, I will probably be there to check it out because of, you know, having the boon of being a content creator. And wanting to be there when it comes out and point out all the messes that have been done. The Lordship Janus was reporting about a disaster. Ghostly Xenos figures had appeared in the dusk and go away at dawn. Fortunately, not many facilities were damaged. What does my advisors think? Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve the problems, it would be better to just turn to our good priests. They're skilled exorcists. Again, I invite these esteemed specialists to Janus. Complacency goes down and we get mysterious silver. Whenever the wearer uses a major psychic power, they gain plus 40 to all psychic power damage until the end of their next turn. What do we know about this race and what do they spawn? Something's not right. The races appear in the planet's outskirts. Okay, let's have Argenta bring in some prayers. With security plus 4. The reaping. For this one, we need the giants. Profit factor plus up, and we get provisions. Plasteel 3. So we have already a thing on the plasteel thing. Adamantine. Snow World, though, has no warp travel. Lord Captain Astros received messages from the Achilles calendar on Dargonus. He closely studied the data from Vebus, including the mention of the Xenos leader. He promised the direct efforts of his identifying enemy of humanity. Master's calendar also reporting that Drukhari are getting ready for more attacks in the territory. The Drukhari excel at catching their opponents off guard. According to Master Scalander, your personal participation in the defense would be best strategy. Lord Captain, this is Master Helmsman. The crew is grumbling again, but they have the right this time. Our analytics systems have gone totally bonkers. The red robes, tech priests, are blaming the anger of the machine spirit. I can confirm the vessel's analytic systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The conjugator could not produce statistical data. It displayed meaningless numeric combinations instead. What is happening? Damn, that's a lot when playing a Psyker. With finding and reporting bugs is part of the fun, and without people doing it, Alcat has a harder time fixing them. Yes and no. Yes and no. So, the reaping has been constructed. Guardianas is completed. Efficiency goes up. Complacency goes down if you go with the Decree of Diligence. By 2, but efficiency goes up. And at the expense of 3 people. Ensuing the decree will significantly tighten production quotas, dooming laggards to being processed into corpse starch, but will encourage the most diligent servants. Let's visit the place for the plasteel. Plasteel. Extractorum. Beep boop. Let's move back outside. Jungle World over anomaly. The spoil of the prudence. Accused merchant mentioned an explorator tech priest had known but lost contact with. Perhaps the rogue trader will be able to track him down in the system speculo. Over there. Warp guides also security bank +2. Security zone 1. Chemicals. Holy servitude. Vigilance. A marvelous combat weapon that is a melter scorching shot. Blocks layer of the void and extraturum metallica. Layer of the void. We need a lot of Fellowship of the Voids. Extraturum metallica. Explorators goes up. We get Extratorums, 5s. Plasteel moving up, but we need mechanisms. Ergonomics blocks the Envirodome. Gains I will fear no poison feature. Mechanisms. Yeah, we need the Envirodome instead of the ergonomics. So, test the wills. We can make that. Give security up everywhere. Torpedo deals 50% more damage. We get 6 people. This cannot be done because we will build the Envirodome. And the blood sports. The wrath of the vile rebel. Yep, the test of wills will be it that we're gonna create. But we need mechanisms. How the frick did we get mechanisms? Giants have been created. The motive force. Profit factor. Vigil of the tech guards. Plasteel weapons blocks the flawless servitors. Efficiency. Let's go to Vigil of the tech guards to get a global security boost. The eyes of the magnetic storm. The rogue traders' ogres cannot pierce through the magnetic storm raging above the planet. Only truly powerful secret technologies can gaze into the eye of the storm. How can we get that, though? I wonder. So, we'll travel further. The immaterial that releases us. Kiava Gamma has been processed. Lord Captain, after unsealing the Lady Theodora's secret workshop in Kiava Gamma, an epidemic of mysterious tech leprosy has broken out. Augments mutate into disordered forms, killing the host's machine. Even the entire assembly halls breaks apart. The Omega-18 Manufactorum, the epicenter of the epidemic, is cordoned off, but the disease will burst out. What do my advisor suggests? The eradication of the infection is the highest priority, but to completely eradicate the Manufactorum serving as the epicenter is to inflict serious damage to the resource supply. These units I cannot purpose in another method of purging. However, the sacraments of the Messiah that are available to me cannot be revealed. To the laity, I ask that you place your trust in me. I have suppressed 18 different epidemics aboard the flagship, but our officers have experience in setting up quarantines. We'll send them to Kiava Gamma to lead the tech purgator squad. Even methodized eventually, scared by corrosion. To combat those who have stripped away their flesh and replaced it with machinery, the Bloodspun Web has procured a remedy, an acidic compound that burns through the steel. We stand ready to help, to burn this tech leprosy. Create an exclusive zone. We get the Vessel of Tech Leprosy. What the fuck is that? Shock damage with armor penetration. Also inflicts perplex until the end of combat. If the start of each target's turn, it gains an additional stack of perplexed. Whoa! Pretty powerful one. Healer of Metal. Enemies suffer -5% to their armor penetration. The Omni Messiah favor is with the vanquish of the tech leprosy epidemic. Cabela let the spinners share the secrets. The Mice of Metal. All allies deal 10% more damage to machines and targets with the reject of the flesh feature. Do it as you wish, Pascal. Refugees of the most of the Lost Manufactorum. So, shields. Enemies suffer -5 to their armor penetration. Cabela let the spinners share their secrets. Let them do their jobby jobs. Mac trains. We get mechanisms for that? Yes. I need that. I need that. We can do the Dreamless in the meantime. Because that just needs chemicals and gives me efficiency. Security is pretty neat and high. They're Gonus. Fellowship of the Void will never happen. That decree, I don't want to know if I want to do it. Okay. Gonna have to keep on jumping. Profit factor gains. That means we're done again. Lots of colony work. Underground workers. Mechanisms for plasteel. Envirodome. There we go. We'll get carouse and suffer less toxic damage. And complacency and security goes up. Execute. The motive force. Chemical and phlogiston. What is Infernal? Both captains worship gain armored prow feature. We'll lose security. Titan Forge. Lance weapon. Profit factor and weapons. We would need the Flawless Servitors. We don't have that. The Unwelcome Guests. Enemies suffer -10 to their evasion. Mysterious explorer, the ship of the Hexaltonian has landed on this surface. The tech priest graciously informed the authorities that they had taken control of nearby manufactorums in order to perform the rites of ship maintenance. I mean, the big chunk of plasteel sounds also fantastic. But we're losing 3 security for that. We're on 5. Not so sure. Let's make the motive force, because that is only promethium chemicals and phlogiston. And I have enough of all. Because of efficiency up. And get the instability detonator. So, get some trophies from there. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's actually just these 2. So, warp travel to the next. Lord Captain, we have received an astrophagic message from Bergonus. Achilles Calendar reports Xeno's raid against the merchant ship in the silence of the mere circuit. The coordination of the hypothetical content had been forwarded to the crew. Perfect. Perfect. That means we're on the ass of Marajai. Adamantine 2. Let's throw out an Extractorum. Jungle Worlds. Painted Camp. The ship always have detected explorator bases be set up in the middle of the jungle, and forces send out a scout area and have returned and reporting that the camp is completely deserted. And the only tech priest they encountered was found dead on the edge of the strange abyss. Spores of Prudence. We got the Servo Skull implants. Is that better? Servo Skull Swarm gains Fellowship and Intelligence, plus 24 dodge and 2 detection. The Servo Skull Swarm becomes priority target for enemies in the 4-cell radius. Whenever it hits, the incoming damage is reduced by the Fellowship bonus, and its armor is increased by that, and it stacks. Always use Iconoclast rank. I pretty much think you're dogmatic. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, Lord Captain, the minds of Vebus are once again in turmoil, and the depths of the level overseas have discovered Mountain's mutilated bodies. All the dead are convicts. His defiled remains were found inside one of the cells during the investigation of the strange convicts. The overseers have managed to isolate the rebels inside the mining facilities, but an assault would result in high losses of workforce. What do my officers think? The mob of commoners mold a noble soul who was attempting to reason with them. How awful. Perhaps the underground madness has spread among them and assumed a new form, turning them into monsters in the process. It is much more humane than well-intentioned to exercise their brains in order to curb their ferocity and penchant for disobedience. My house did the same whenever the serfs rebelled in their ignorance. A rather merciful step. The traces of death are like an open book to the disciple of the web. A skilled spinner could go to the mines and reveal what brought death to the convicts. So we can exterminate all scoundrel. We get the Scourge of Vebus. Let a spin of the Bloodspan go in there. Dark Revelation. All allies gain lore. Gain dodge percentage based on their Xenos lore. The convicts revolted against the unbearable action of their gods, ordered them to stop torturing the prisoners beyond reason. Mercy of the fallen. And complacency goes up. Shall I hope for House of Sellers' aid in sharing their knowledge of being excisions and how it should be applied to the serfs? Scourge of Vebus. We get critical hit chance. Let the spinner of the Bloodspan examine the bodies and give answers. May the secret of death be revealed. The cultists spend days without sleep or sustenance, studying every wound of the corpses. At last, the Undying One bestowed a revelation on him. The spinner sensed the victim's dying throes and proclaimed that the dark entity had claimed the souls of the convicts. Crippled by his visions, the man lost his mind and kept rambling, spouting gloomy prophecies and terrible adversaries. But his duty was done, and the rebellion abated as fear for the unknown rallied in the inhabitants of the colony. In Bardome. So security is up. Extra Militarum Metallica. Test of wills. Let's do that first. Security will roll by 2. We get a lot of people. And the void ship's torpedoes deal a shitload of damage. Sounds good. Kiava Gama. Unwelcomed guest. I'm getting mechanisms for that. Or do I want plasteel? Some mechanisms for that. Lord Captain, the astrophotic core has caught glimpses of horrifying vision on Vebus. Something has breached the colony from underground. Oh. What says my advisors? Threat is unknown. Establishing the nature of the threat is top priority. Collateral losses are insignificant. We have to block the threats to protect the people. To do this, we must blow up the tunnels. Plan your counterattack. We get the Carapace fragments. This item negates all energy damage dealt to the wearer, but it cannot occur more than 3 times per combat. Arm the convicts and overseers and have them fight the invaders. I'm getting people. Get the same. Choose convicts ready to atone for the misdeeds through the honor of martyrdom. Give them explosives and send them down. Master of the Inferno. All allies gain demolition and deal more fire damage. Ooh. Blow up the tunnels to prevent any more casualties. Master of the Inferno does the same thing. Blow up the tunnels and prevent more casualties. Let them rot in the darkness under the weeds of the soil. Okay. Blow them up. Got a lot of people. For that. Got a lot of plasteel for this one. Explorators and extractors. Or we take the Holy Servitudes. Now, Extractio Metallica. Execute that. Kiava is in the making. Good. Cursed boots sound like a very dogmatic pair of boots. So we shall jump. Over to our main facility. Well, Captain, a strange anomaly has been detected in Kiava. A series of orders defined as a procedure OC has forced itself into the production algorithm. The servants of the Omnicide define its execution status as most secret. The OC procedure commands Magi to above average of psi receptive index to enter the cells. Those tech priests who take their seats in the cells fall into a blissful data dream. What do my advisors say? A signal seemingly from nowhere that has highest execution priority. A perfect weapon for capturing the planets. It should be anathemized and ready to summon a cadre of competent texorcists. Run the procedure OC. Armor of refraction. Okay. Study this procedure. We must know what we're dealing with. Secret of the ancient cybersmiths. All allies deal logic, more energy, and machine damage. Heinrichs, I'll be grateful to the Inquisition for the help of eliminating the procedure. Abolisher of the procedure OC. All allies deal 10% more damage to machine creatures, necrons, creatures, and targets of the reject of the flesh feature. Heinrichs, get rid of this! I'm familiar with the gifts of the Omnibusai and have personally trained several specialists of the Lord Inquisitor retinue. Off with that. Off with that weird stuff. So, you got the Metallica thing. I think now we have constructed everywhere, everything that we can. Except over here. Could make the degree of diligence, but we lose 2 complacency in Dargonus. And I would not like to have that. So from here we're jumping over here. Zoop. And from here I'm having a safe travel to the Furibundus. From Furibundus. Space Commander waits in that system, can we? We're gonna go to Dargonus, right? We have to go there. Lucario must be followed and destroyed. Silence of Mercer Gerit. So if I jump over here, it's 1, 2, 3 jumps. Mercedes. And visits. I think the colony projects, if we have one, is done as well. Arrive in time to help the wood ship. Shit. Apparently I didn't arrive in time. Plasteel. Grab it. So now in terms of contracts, people for provision. 12 people for Promethium and chemicals. Jesus. 5 people for the hand of Bilius. Adamantine for some profit factor. 7 people for some profit factor. Let's destroy them. Good Drukari, destroy the Empress Forest. I wonder if it can be on time here when that happens. If you can make it in time. Or if you have to relay a warp thing and just straight up jump there to help. Because so many cycles you have time before this happens. So one over there, then 2 more coming. Good. Let's move forward. Shot number 1.
Batteries. Volley.
Shot number 2. Move you around. Done. That was miss. Was also a miss. Okay. Oh, he went through the asteroid fields in order to attack. And they're focusing on one side. Clever. Clever, clever. Yeah, Heartless, please do not go into the asteroid fields. That would be very fantastic. If you managed to pull that off. So let's move over there and do the all hands on deck. Getting some shots in. Of course, the Heartless moves through that spiel. Move up here. Give that torpedo some. What? Is it picking a random torpedo? That is silly.
Fire at will.
There we go, ship gone. Moving all around. And I'm done. attacks there, but you're so screwed. Torpedoes in there.
In the fires of retribution.
Victory is ours.
Death to the Drukhari. I'm really much enjoying that. I wonder if the Gothic Armada games are good or too complicated or have a cool story. A new message from Master Scalander, Lord Captain. This time he's not reporting yet another attack, but a location of one of the Xenos leaders. Master Scalander noted this message as responding to the distress call is unlikely to be considered an incursion into somebody else's territory. Destroyed void ship. Scrap boxes. Answer the call of help from Garantis. Question is, where is that Garantis? Garantis is down there, Governor's Camp. Oh, it's Winter Skills domain-ish thing. One, two, three, four. Jump down. Two, three, four. Perfect. Perfect. We've reached the planets. We're about to go on a Drukhari hunt in Grantis. But that, Mighty Vikings, is time for another story. I'm gonna keep that for Monday. Can't wait to see more with you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and share it with everybody if you watch this on YouTube. And for those here live with me, hit the heart button. Follow us. Be part of the journey. For more is to come. We got the Expanse RPG coming from Alcad. We got Dark Heresy coming. And I'm planning on doing some cool lore videos. And yeah. More to that soon. More to that soon.